What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin, and today we're listening to Genesis with their song Down and Out off of their album And Then There Were Three, released in 1978. Figured I might as well get started on this album. I know that I didn't really like or connect with Snowbound that much. I admit that it's an entirely enjoyable and listenable song. I could listen to it. I just wasn't overly impressed by it. Not that I listen to every single song to be impressed by, but I expect to connect with it if I'm going to like it on some level. So now I'm really curious. What songs are there that you know are like well-liked and esteemed and critically held in high regard that you don't like? Whether you understand it or not, that you just don't really get it, or you don't like it, rather. For example, you guys know Nursery Crime? I love that album. I think that that's probably one of Genesis' most consistent and high-quality albums. Musical Box? It's a great, fantastic song, but I don't really connect with it, you know? I like it, but it's nowhere near one of my favorites on the album, nor from Genesis. I'll take my downvotes and my dislikes. I'm gonna be honest on my opinion. Now, if anyone says that Close to the Edge, it just isn't a great song, then you just might be objectively wrong. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on that. You can join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below. You can support the channel on Patreon, but you don't have to. You can just sit back and listen to the music. We talk about it later. Let's do it. This is Down and Out by Genesis.
So it's with regret I tell you now, the road is not around. You're on your own. Downtown round corners, it's right between the eyes. If you're slow, they'll run past you. Stand tall, see them falling over. I walk a straight line, right between the eyes. Will show me the door. Show me someone who do it better. Drinks will only be my guest. Smoke a cigar, take the best. You don't have your backs, you can make a deal. You got it in your pocket, how do you feel? So glad it's over, now you know. But I'm only acting under orders. I'm looking down on you from way up here. You
Okay. You guys know that I love to get context, especially from you guys. So please, I would love to know. Steve Hackett left the band with Wind and Wuthering, after Wind and Wuthering, rather. This is the first album without Steve Hackett, the guitar mastermind that he is, and the creative force that he is. Because, I mean, he kept on doing his thing after he left Genesis. So, when you first listened to this album, this was the first song that you listened to, barring Steve Hackett. What did you feel about their sound? How did you feel about their change from Wind and Wuthering into this? Because it's definitely a progression. You can definitely see the changes in the band as they're moving towards a more shorter, not necessarily bite-sized, but easier to consume kind of sound. To me, this still sounds like Genesis. This is a solid opener. This is a banger of an opener. The drumming is absolutely fantastic. I love the drum beat that they got going on. Bum, ba-da-bum, 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 bum, 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 ba-da-bum. I think that was it. I have to listen to it again. It's an interesting time signature. It was a little confusing at the very first moments, but I got it after a little bit. High energy. It's hard to be contained. The guitar work and the bass work, big, epic. And as a matter of fact, speaking of epic, I have to give credit, high credit, to Mr. Banks, whose keyboard and synth work especially is, I almost said ginormous. Is ginormous actually a word? It's one of the words, those words that sounds like it's not real. Ginormous. It's a word. Extremely large or enormous. Yes, a ginormous. Okay, so Tony Banks just has this ginormous sound with his synths that really elevates this, especially as an opener. This kicks you in the teeth, right? That sounds like the last three songs from the last album, Wind and Wuthering. This kind of sounds like that same big sound. And Tony has an interesting melody that he's playing there. Reminds me a little bit of like Arabic tones, maybe, or Eastern tones. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know scales. I like that break and that shift in the time signature, because at first it's just kind of typical, you know, bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum, bum. I think I'm adding an extra bum at the end of that. Either way, it sounds really cool. It keeps the verse really, really fresh. Phil sounds fantastic. He may not, as far as I've heard, have the exact character and perhaps depth that Peter does, but I think he fills a singer's role magnificently well. Like, listening to the drumming, I mean, the drumming is really one thing that really stands out, and I could just sit here and listen to over and over. Listening to the double strokes on the kick, I'm pretty sure that it's probably just one single pedal that is doing that. His foot must be tired at the end of the night, right? Bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. And then after Phil does this last cry here at the end of the verse, then Tony just erupts out of here, almost as if he was dancing on a volcano. That is fantastic. I could definitely see myself possibly adding that into the playlist. I really like that. That's a really good opener. Let's do the lyrics though really quick. It's good to be here, how you've been? Check my bags, boy, where's my room? Gotta sit on the phone, that's my game. Keep up the pressure all the way. I don't want to beat around the bush, but none of us are getting any younger. There's people out there who could take your place. A more commercial view, fresher face. Isn't that true? You know, you're always replaceable. I mean, at least that's what your company or the people you work for tell you. You're not ever replaceable. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you're replaceable, because you are your own special snowflake. And don't you forget that. In this world, we're all unicorns. So listening to the lyrics and reading them alongside the song, I was getting the story of basically, you know, this boss is pretty much telling the younger talents and the younger people that, hey, you're replaceable. So do your job, do what I'm gonna tell you, or else someone else will be here that's a fresher face, that's gonna work just as hard, if not better than you. So you better stand up or ship out, or however that phrase goes. You and I both knew the score. You can't go on like this forever. So it's with regret that I tell you now that from this moment on, you're on your own. I don't talk around corners, right between the eyes. If you're slow, they'll run past you. Stand tall, see them falling over. I walk in a straight line right between the eyes. But show me the door. Show me someone who'll do it better. So it's almost like the employee is now saying, hey, you can say all this and you can say all that, but you're not going to find anyone better than me. I walk in a straight line right between the eyes. He's not going to cheat. He's not going to lie. He's not going to do anything dishonest within the company, no matter what the boss tells him to do. He's going to walk in a straight line right between the eyes. And it's basically a conversation I'm imagining between the boss and the employer, something of that relationship. The boss says, the drinks are on me, be my guest. Smoke a cigar? Almost like have a cigar in that same kind of, corporation versus the artist kind of mentality, boss versus the employee mentality. Don't hedge your bets. We can make a deal. Got it in your pocket. How do you feel? Going back over. So glad that's over. Now you know, but I'm only acting under orders. And looking down on you from way up here, you gotta sink or swim. Get off my floor. This boss is mad. And then ending with the new employee saying, you know, show me the door. Show me someone who will do it better. Not gonna find anyone. Awesome opener. Great lyrics. Fantastic singing. Excellent musicianship. What more could I ask for? Anyways, you can join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I'll talk to you tomorrow, guys. Bye.